Hi everybody, got a fun product here for review today. This is a FLOUREON 4-channel DVR security system. It says it is in the title / description, because you guys all know that our titles and our product names have all become giant descriptive sentences. It says it is a 1080N, I'm not sure what that means. It is also AHD DVR plus 4 outdoor 1500 TVL, which is, I think it's total vertical lines. 720p bullet security camera night version, which means I'm assuming the cameras have some kind of IR LEDs on them as well. I can't imagine they wouldn't, since pretty much all security systems have that now. Sorry, squeezing that out of the box. Alright, and this is as wide back as I can actually zoom at this point, so please forgive me while I open up this product. You probably don't get to see a lot of what's inside of it. Fit very well into the shipping box. There was an Amazon box. That brown box that you just saw was inside of the Amazon box, and then this box inside of that box. So now we're getting to boxes within boxes. Here's another box. And yet another box. So as I take a look at the main outside box, I really don't see anything that jumps out at me that I need to keep right away, so I'm going to go ahead and discard that for the moment. And we are going to go ahead and let's open the fancy looking box first. So that'll be this one. Okay, this appears to actually be the security system itself. Pretty small. I actually half expected this to be a little bit bigger than that, but it is wrapped in some very sturdy bubble wrap. I like that. Here is the manual and installation CD, I imagine, since that's there underneath. CD, whole manual. And then this is probably going to be there's a mouse that came with it too. I was going to say the power supply. And here is a mounting screw and some kind of a jumper, I believe. That's everything in that box, aside from another piece of cardboard. Okay, so here on the system itself, we have a USB drive. We've got some directional keys. We've got some, your typical playback keys. There's PTZ, that stands for pan, tilt, zoom. There's an FN function. Record, search, escape. There's also a little IR section right here, so I'm guessing there is a remote control that you can use to go along with this. However, you're probably going to plug the mouse into there, and that's how you're going to actually use it. On the back, we've got our 4 channels right here, 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got our audio in, audio 1, 2, so 1, 2. We've got an HD out, so this is an HDMI port right here, so that you can plug it into a TV or something instead of a monitor if you wanted. We do have VGA out, so there's your monitor out, and then there's an A out. So this looks like, I don't know what this is, honestly. It looks like an audio port, or an audio. Let me look at the instructions real quick. It says audio output. So that's our audio output, I guess, and it is a single channel audio out. Here's your place where you can put your jumper, and then here's your power slot as well. This V out was probably part of an AV out, so like you had your RCA, but this is plugged up, so it's not something you can use. It's very lightweight too. It's very small, very lightweight. Alright, let's take a look at the cameras. I'm assuming these are the cameras, and I am correct. So here we have a splitter cable. This is going to be a power splitter cable, so we're able to plug 4 camera power into this one power slot. And we have lots of cables, which is good because whenever you're running this stuff throughout your house, you need a lot of cables. So this here, let's see, one bundle, you've got what looks to be an audio in out, and then here's your video in and out as well. So here's your female and male for your audio, I'm guessing, and then both of these are male connectors for your video. It does have a label on these things. One says to camera side only, to DVR side only. That's probably because these are joined somewhere and they want to make sure that you're putting the female one where it belongs. And now that I look at it, this probably goes to that. So there you go. Okay, we have 4 sets of cables for that. I'm not going to take them all out. Here is our power adapter for our cameras. So I guess we've got to run our power all the way with our audio video back to where we likely have the box. And we're going to have the power plugged in there through this. And let's take out one of our cameras and take a look at it. All 4 appear to be identical, so I'm not going to take all 4 of them out. And here we have our video, which goes in like that and actually locks into place so it can't come undone. Handy. And our power. Turns out it's not audio. Okay, good. On the camera itself, it looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 24 infrared LEDs to help light it up. Remains to be seen how powerful they are. Right on the camera here, you can see all those same specs we already rattled off. It says the lens is 4mm, 1500 TVL, system NTSC, and power is DC 12 volts. That's not all. I'm going to assume we have some kind of a mount in this box. And there are 4 of these. Presumably one for each camera. Okay. Now reviews have said that these mounts have broken at the base over time, so that's going to be something that I do test out. I'm going to want to see how long these bases last. But you can basically loosen it up here, and then you'll be able to move this around and angle it however you want. Tighten it up and you're good. To install the camera, actually screw it in to the underside of the camera. I seem to be having some trouble trying to get it threaded, but it does have one of these things. I don't know what they're called, but I've used them on some of my camera equipment, so that way you can securely mount the flash once you've set it on there. If I were able to screw this in a little better and then tighten that up, and even if you've only got one thread on, now the camera is very secure. We can move this around however we want to have it angled. Actually not however, because the back side doesn't go all the way around, so you got to make sure to angle it, orient it the way that you want it before you tighten it up. And then you should be good to go. Run your cables through your attic, through your roof, however you're going to run those, and then plug them straight into this. All right. It does have a cover over the top of it, which I would guess could be used for some type of weather protection. However, if you're mounting it upside down like that, it's not going to work. There is also another spot here in the back which threads a little better. So if you want to mount it like that, you'll be able to get your weather protection that way. So you'll still be able to get that on there that way. Alright, so that seems to be about it of the unboxing. At this point, we're probably just going to go ahead and end this video, as installation is going to take some time, and then actually testing it out is going to take some time as well. It's important to note that this system does not come with a hard drive. You should be able to use pretty much any hard drive though, any blank hard drive. Just plug it in and format it correctly and be able to get to work on it. However, even without a hard drive, it should still display. So if you're not at your residence, you can kind of dial in and check it out whenever you'd like. There's supposed to be an Android app. I don't know if it has an iPhone app as well. That's something I'm going to have to check into. But I use Android, so that's all that I'm really worried about at the moment. And once I get it up and running, test it out for a little bit, I'll write up some, a decent review so that way you guys know what I think of it. And if you guys have any questions or comments, make sure to ask. I'll get to them as soon as I can. One thing I want to point out, I've researched a lot of these systems, and one thing that inevitably happens all the time is the person trying to install it is not very tech savvy. So we end up with somebody who doesn't know what they're doing, can't figure out how to install a hard drive, like screw it in, plug it in, whatever's necessary. Maybe they're unable to figure out how to format it correctly. There's any number of reasons why somebody's going to struggle with this and not be able to get it figured out. And I hate seeing people leave bad reviews just because they're uneducated and don't understand how to use a product or couldn't figure it out. I do get that sometimes you want your product to be very simple, easy to understand, but security systems are never that. So you're never going to get a plug-and-play security system that just anybody can use the minute you take it out of the box, plug it in, and turn it on. There's always going to be some work that needs to go into it, and I would recommend, if you are not, to contact your technology professional, and they'll be able to help you out with that. We're going to go ahead and open it up right now because I just want to show you guys the inside, where you're probably going to need to install your own hard drive. At least I'm assuming this is how we open it up. I could be damaging it irreversibly right now, right? Kidding. There's no way I'm going to damage something that I can't fix. Alright, looks like you pull that off the back. And there we go. Alright, so inside we've got a spot for a SATA connector, and we've got our power connector. So this is going to take actually a 3.5-inch hard drive, which is the larger size, not the laptop hard drive, the larger size. You could probably get away with using a smaller size if you pick up, yeah, that's right, if you pick up the power adapter. Now I can't remember if I need a power adapter, a different power adapter for a 2.5-incher. Anyways, I don't know what this port is. Could be interesting to research that and see what other functions we might have with it. Seems this is our cable that controls the front panel. So there might be like a second USB connection we could put in through this or something. Anyways, that's what the inside of it looks like. You're going to want to mount your hard drive in. Probably going to want to use these screws, maybe even these screws. It'll be fun to just plug it in and see. Anyways, that's it. So questions, comments, make sure to ask. I'll get to them as soon as I can. Thanks everybody for watching. Hopefully I'll have a decent review posted up eventually so that way you guys can really judge whether or not this is going to be the system for you. Have a good day.